I'm Tony Schaefer from What Drives Us here at the 2017 Chicago Auto Show, and this is the 2017 Chevy Bolt EV. Now that's Bolt with a B, not Volt with a V, easily confused. This one is an EV, the other one is a plug-in hybrid. Now, there was a lot of hoopla made when Tesla announced the Model 3, estimated 215 miles on a full charge, coming in at just under $30,000. Now, what a lot of people failed to recognize is that Chevy was already manufacturing a 238-mile EV that is also going to cost under $30,000. So let's take a few minutes to check out Motor Trend's 2017 Car of the Year. To move a car for 230 miles, you're going to need a lot of batteries. And Chevy packed 288 lithium batteries for a total of 60 kilowatt hours. It's a flat battery pack that sets under the back seats and extend under the cargo area. Though I haven't driven one yet, I've been told that having the batteries so low to the ground adds stability to the car and makes the drive a lot more comfortable. Now, the electric motor sits under the hood, which I'm not allowed to open, and it peaks at 150 kilowatts at 5,500 RPM. This propels the Bolt from 0 to 30 in under 3 seconds and continues to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds. In the grand scheme of things, there's really nothing overly stand-outish about the Bolt. And that's not even necessarily a bad thing. For example, even though it doesn't need a grille like a conventional car, it still has what looks like grille slots. Now, from a distance, you would think this is just a conventional car. And for most people, that's perfectly fine. Not everybody really wants to stand out. Look at me, I'm driving an EV. People just want to be able to drive their car and not attract attention to themselves. Now, the Bolt does have these projection LED headlamps and a nice accent running around them. They seem to break up the otherwise regular looking front end. That's not to say it's boring, it's just very well executed. From the side, the Bolt pretty much resembles your standard crossover utility vehicle. It's not too big, it's not too small. Like the Volt, it has the very definitive black strip that extends from behind the headlamps back to the front door and says Bolt EV on it. That's really the only bit of badging that this car has. The charge port is right in front of the driver's door. This makes it easy to pull into a spot, get out, pop the hatch open, plug in, and now you know you'll have a full charge the next time you're on your way. Like the rest of the exterior, the back of the Bolt is relatively understated. Again, not that that's a bad thing, it's just not big and flashy like other manufacturers who go big and flashy just for the sake of going big and flashy. The hatch is easily opened with one hand and opens up to a relatively cavernous area. The rear bench seats fold at a 60-40 split. Now, with the seats up, the Bolt offers about 17 cubic feet of cargo space. Now, when the seats are folded, that actually goes up to 57 cubic feet. And one thing you'll notice is that I'm sitting way down here and the seats are all the way up here. Now, personally, I would have expected 238 miles of battery to take a lot more space. But remember, the battery pack is very wide, very flat. So that gives you a deep cargo area. Unfortunately, not a very smooth transition. But wait. Here's the cool part, a false bottom. You simply slide this in and you now have that very smooth transition from cargo space to back of seat. Additionally, you have hiding space for whatever it is, whether it's your booze or your gold bullion, a couple of small children, anything you want to hide or keep relatively quiet on those long drives, you can put under here and forget about. A very elegant solution to what could have been a huge annoyance. I just think this is really great. And again, about 57 cubic feet of space back here, which is substantial when you consider that the car really doesn't look that big from the outside. The Bolt isn't flashy, it's not necessarily sexy, and as you're driving it down the street, it's probably just going to blend in with every other car on the road. That's not a bad thing. Chevy spent money where it needed to, specifically the battery, the engine, everything to get 238 miles out of this car. And yes, that required them to save some money in other places. And yes, that does kind of show in some of the fit and finish, but overall, this is a really nice car. Now, if you're a standard car enthusiast, you're probably not going to gush about the Bolt. It's just not your thing. On the other hand, 238 miles on a single charge, $30,000 after federal rebates, it's available now. Now that's something to gush about. If Chevy makes any new announcements about the Bolt, you know we'll talk about it on What Drives Us. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/whatdrivesus. Visit our main page at whatdrives.us. Every week, make sure you download our podcasts. You can get them at iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, YouTube, and or Google Play. Download from all of them. What the hell? I'm Tony Schaefer, and this is the Chevy Bolt at the 2017 Chicago Auto Show. How do I start this thing? Is the motor running? Doesn't sound like it's running.